Hello everybody, and welcome back. This is Ben. Before we start this interview, I just want to tell you guys to keep your ears and your eyes open. We caught some unexpected EVPs during this interview. We are at the Ramtail factory, which is haunted, and there seems to be some strange orb phenomena floating around at some points. So with that said, enjoy the interview. Welcome back to another episode of Goblin Paranormal. My name is Ben Masori. We have Mr. Thomas D'Agostino and his wife Arlene Nicholson, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So this man has been investigating for over 38 years, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's written 15 books, 2 of them being for middle grade ages. And you've been part of multiple TV shows,
Yep.
radios,
Documentaries, radio,
Awesome.
yeah, all the fun stuff.
Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of your hobbies and what you do when you're not hunting for ghosts?
Well, we like to travel. I teach music, play instruments, build instruments, things like that. Fix clocks, old clocks.
Clocks, okay.
Yeah,
We
repair
have
old
about
clock.
50 clocks in here.
I love clocks too, actually.
Yeah, they all go off, goes nuts.
Every
Things
15
like that. Yeah,
minutes.
plus we just repair the whole house a lot.
Yeah.
Old Victorian, so it pretty much takes up enough time.
You play in a band too, right?
Yeah, acoustic duo. Yeah.
Oh, cool. What kind of music?
It's like Americana music. It's like the old 60s, 70s, Johnny Cash, Crosby, Stills and Nash, things like that. I play guitar, banjo, bass, mandolin, steel guitar, and vocals, and harmonica, and Tom plays guitar, 12 strings, harmonica, vocals.
I play bass. Who else plays an instrument?
Oh,
We got
yeah.
a band going here. Let's go.
Yeah. So, how'd you get into the paranormal?
Basically, I grew up in a haunted house.
Okay.
And it always intrigued me because it's something that is like a lot of people, they hear things, they see things, whatever, but it's not as tangible as like maybe touching this tree or in a science aspect. We know like we can do experiments with certain things scientifically, but we can't have a ghost sit and have dinner with you and say, yeah, this is what it's all about. So I was really intrigued with the unknown and wanted to really study it.
Okay. And do you remember your first paranormal experience? What was that like for you?
Well, we had a lot of them growing up. It was strange, but the very first one that was definite and very definitive was right here in Hopkins Mills area. And I was fishing with my father. I was 12 years old, and we went to the pool over here. This is Pontiac, the river. We went to the pool down the river bit, and we were fishing, and he crossed the stream going over some rocks and everything and disappeared, and I was still in the pool area. This woman, and it looked like a dirty white dress, long dress, with a wooden bucket, comes walking bare feet across the pool. It's not a big pool.
Okay.
And she dips the bucket in the water, and then she walks away.
Yeah.
My father comes walking down the path, and I said, "Did you see that lady?" Like, I'm thinking, where are we? Because don't forget, like the movie Deliverance had just come out. So
Yeah.
so I'm like, where are we? There's people walking barefoot, fetching water and looking grubby. And come to find out later, he didn't see her. He didn't see her at all. Never saw anything. Come to find out later, people started talking about the ghost of Dolly Cole.
Yes.
A year later, I saw a ghost. And I thought it was Dolly Cole, but after doing more research, I found out it was the ghost of Betsy Grayson. She used to squat here in the factory. And when in December 1860, she was drawing water from the bucket. The current was rushing. She dipped the wooden bucket in the water to get it, and the current pulled her in, and she hit her head on the rocks and drowned.
Wow.
What is squatting for those that
Squatting.
don't know
It's when you live somewhere or stay somewhere you shouldn't. Like an abandoned home.
Oh, okay, like a hobo.
Yeah, basically,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
She was living in the remaining houses here.
Yeah.
But yet nobody should be living here type thing.
Okay.
She was squatting at Ramtail.
So that was your first paranormal experience. How old were you roughly?
12.
Okay.
And you never forget your first ghost.
No, you can't. How can you?
You're too young to remember that joke.
Oh, we got some dogs over here.
Okay.
Excuse us.
Paranormal pooches.
Yes.
There you go.
Take care. Thanks for
Yeah,
everything.
thank you. Have a great day.
Have a great rest of the day.
We're gonna look up your blog, definitely.
Okay, great. Now, you went to Rhode Island College as well, right?
Yeah.
You didn't study anything about demonology or anything like that, like, you know, the spirit realm?
Well, what happened? Yeah, kind of. I did, but I majored in political science, in pre-law, but when these incidences started happening like that, I also took physical sciences, like esoterical sciences, meteorology, astronomy, sociology, psychology, things like that. So try and see if any of that might fit into the realm of what I'm looking for, and what we're looking for scientifically, maybe some sort of answers or clues. And that, so yeah, I did. Those were like all my other things I took.
Did you have a mentor, and when you came into doing investigations, like teaching you how to ghost hunt?
What I did was I would actually go places.
Yeah.
And just record, do some EVPs and things like that, and then try and hone. Oh, look at this! I'm whispering myself. I thought that was an EVP. And okay, don't whisper anymore. So it took a few years for me to do this, of studying all these sciences and going out myself before I actually would ever, do someone's house or anything. I didn't read a book, start a group, and go.
Right. Well, his books really have helped us actually get into the realm. If you haven't read one of his books, check him out. Where can they find your book to, buy one?
Right near the gates of hell. No. You can go to
That
Barnes
too.
and Noble. Yeah, that too.
Barnes and
Amazon. And there's tons of small bookstores depending on what state you live in. You may like here in Rhode Island, you'll see them in a bunch of bookstores like Brown and Hawkins and stuff. And you'll see them in independent bookstores, small shops.
And really random places. Like it was at Runnings, the hardware store.
The hardware store. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, restaurants.
Well, yeah, we went to Cracker Barrel to eat, and they were selling them there. But yeah, it's all Barnes and Nobles, and Amazon is the big boys, though.
And also Dining with the Dead.
Oh yeah, Dining with the Dead, our website, diningwiththedead1031.com.
Yeah, can you tell them what the Dining with the Dead is all about? What do you guys do?
Well, what we do is we conjure up demons. And
then we put them on display for others to enjoy.
And then we run and we come back hours later and see what happened. No, what we do is we hold these events in haunted places that really nice haunted places, like the Tavern on Main in Chepachet, or the Public House in Sturbridge, or the Hawthorne Hotel in Salem, places like that. And we people come in, and they buy the tickets on Eventbrite. People come in. Then we give them a ticket, and we all sit down. I give a little presentation on the haunts and the history of the whatever place we're doing this investigation in. Then we have dinner or lunch, whichever it is, a buffet. Place has always got the best food.
Yes.
And after that, we actually do giveaways. We give away a few books, we give away a few T-shirts, we'll give away tarot card sets and everything. That's why you get the little ticket. Then we break into groups, and every group goes around with one of us and investigates the haunted areas. We switch out until every group has investigated every area. Then we meet back, have a quick little, finale, wind up, and then we go over all the evidence and we share it with everybody.
Cool.
After that.
And they also share it with us as well.
And they share it with us.
Because at the same time, they're doing their investigations, and a lot of times
things happen to them where we're like, I'll be talking to someone
cool
here,
stuff.
and all of it.
Like you don't have to be, experienced ghost hunter, so
Yeah,
to
something
speak,
happen.
in order for having, to get an EVP or some type of a paranormal occurrence.
Right. Yeah. And we love it because the different people bring in different energies. Some people are like magnets to whatever's in there, and other people are like, well, nothing's going to happen here today because, it's just the energy. We all have an aura, an electrical, pulse, and someone comes in, they got that same aura, they're going to connect with that energy in there, and more likely something is going to happen.
So there is actually something tied to paranormal investigations and the energy that you're throwing off. Because I always wondered that if a certain person has a certain attitude, they're not going to want to talk to you.
Right.
Yes.
She's always good. She's
know-
a big
So Arlene, can you explain to the audience, like, what you do, as far as this type of thing?
Well, I deal more with the esoterical portion of it. So I will do things such as read auras you were just talking about. And, when you connect with somebody from the afterlife, it's almost like, it is just like in life. Have you ever been to a party or, a get together and, you just meet someone, you're like, I really like that person. She's really cool. And it's like you knew each other for a long time. It's because our auras and our energies matched. And on the flip side, you can also say, that guy kind of gives me the creeps. So, no offense, but I'm not going to talk to him. So it's like that with spirits. And also, I use the dowsing rods to connect with energies as well as tarot cards.
Okay.
Now, tarot cards are a very old form of divination. And a lot of the times we're speaking with some very old souls. So they'll be familiar with the cards. And it's a way to just open up conversation with them. Like when you read a card, everyone has a meaning. So, I say, gee, I see that you're a businessman.
Okay.
And then everybody likes to talk about themselves, really. So, that's a way to really, connect with them.
So how do the spirits, they can use the cards?
Sure
How does
can.
that work? You think you can conjure up Mr. Peleg right now?
We have.
Okay.
Actually, we did conjure up Aura.
Aura Potter.
Aura Potter.
Amazing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't know if I said it, but we are at the Ramtail factory. Thomas showed us the way. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna try.
Oh, why not?
Yeah,
Why
that's
Aura was only Potter's wife.
Aura.
Yeah, Aura. She was also Dolly Cole's daughter.
Okay, so they're all
Dolly
connected.
Cole. Yes.
Okay.
They're buried in that cemetery out where we park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one particular time, I'm going to just lay these out. This earth doesn't matter. So what we do is we just, okay, for instance, do you want to come over here and just,
Scatter them.
no, well, just select a card.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, you have the Eight of Cups. It's a card that has to do with emotions. And this card indicates that somebody is very, very drawn to the energies of another person. It could be somebody in life or it could be somebody who's passed away. Now we know that, that Aura and her husband were greatly in love. So,
Okay.
that's how it worked. Now, do you want to draw one?
Yeah.
So we try to draw a few cards like that, and just by looking at the meanings of them, it can kind of form like a little story. And then we ask questions surrounding the story that we've just found.
We get better. Usually get better questions to ask through this than just ambient deal like pizza or something.
Yeah. Yep. So what's that one?
Okay, this
Sticks?
is called, well, this is the Three of Wands, and wands have to do with the earth, with energies of material things, like education, career, that sort of thing, like what we do on this earth to survive. And the Three of Wands tells us that, there was a new idea, it kind of took hold, and now it's building upon itself, and it's starting to grow impetus to become something tangible. So, I'm not sure exactly what that means yet, but the more we read, Tom, do you want to select a card? You can mess them up too. Just whenever one calls
I'm good
out
at
to
messing
you.
things up.
I know you are. Oh, okay. Now, this is really interesting. He also drew a wand that has to do with career and success and, your work life. And this happens to be the Nine of Wands, where this one was just the very, very beginning, where things were starting to take hold. The Nine shows completion in it. It shows complete success. You've come to your goal. You've achieved what you want to achieve, and you're good to go.
So it could have something to do with the factory, that they
Could.
built the factory.
That's what I'm thinking. I would say, hey,
Okay.
Yeah.
there was a couple here back in the day. Maybe it was even before the factory was thought of or conjured up. These people got together. They were greatly attracted and in love with one another, and they wanted to build a life together. So perhaps they came here, started the factory. It started to go really well. As we all know, a whole lot of stuff went down.
Right,
with the
yeah.
factory, it had great success. I mean, it supported townships and all the people. And so then we get to the completion of it. This could perhaps be towards the end of the cycle of the tavern on the Ramtail factory. Yeah. So the card that comes after this means that it's time to turn the corner and go in a whole nother direction. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
That's cool.
But, this is just a brief explanation. When we're actually doing like a 20-minute investigation, we have various people with different energies, working with us. We're all, concentrating and,
Right.
on the spirits and
So then
whoever
we
may
can
be
ask
there.
questions like, did you consider the factory to be successful?
which would indicate this.
You have things like that. We've got one. Remember the one we did the reading and I said, what happened on May 19th, 1822? We got an EVP. It said killed.
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 Yes, we have that.
Yeah, I got it on my computer, definitely.
In the time that we discovered aura,
Yeah.
somebody had selected, it was the Queen of Wands, and she, of Pentacles, which is the financial card, and the Queen represents a woman, and everything was coming out male, and all of a sudden this female force came, so we said, we asked, who is the woman in charge of the money, in charge of the finances?
We got an EVP. It said aura.
It said aura.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Now, studying up, when
Yeah.
Only died, Laura Potter owned half of the factory with her sister-in-law, Catherine Potter.
Huh.
So yeah, you
She
can
took
get
over the
some really
major, well, she
exciting
actually
stuff.
took over the major portion of it, aura.
So she was the queen.
She was the
She
queen.
was the queen of pentacles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what you do pretty much when you go on investigations. You'll bring the cards. Are you a
Easy
medium
peasy.
as well?
I am not. I wish I were. I'm not psychic in any way either. I need the cards to kind of prompt me along. And no, I would make a very bad medium, I think.
You
Or
think
psychic.
so?
Yeah.
What about you, Tom?
No, I just, no. But it's like, from doing it for so long, though, and you know things, that's about it. But I'm not like a medium or a psychic.
If I were a
You can just
psychic,
feel it, though.
I would totally use it for personal gain, which is against the psychic rules.
Okay. Are you Wiccan?
I am,
Interesting.
yes. And so is Tom.
Would you be considered a Wiccan or like warlock? Is it the same thing?
No, just Wiccan. Yeah, we're
Warlock's
both-
kind of like more
Hollywood.
fantasy.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that was a silly term. Okay. What are some of your favorite gadgets that you use besides the EVP? Your
anti-psychic.
go-to.
Yeah, we obviously have the recorder and you have the video stuff.
Yeah.
But what we use also is this little ball that it turns on, and if something moves it or at all, it starts to flash. And we've had this happen, actually work for us many times. It's a trigger, basically. And then we have the spirit portal and the ghost box.
Ghost box, yeah.
Yeah, the ghost box is cool. We attach it to a spirit portal, which actually amplifies it. But what it also does, what we do with it, is we squelch because the ghost box is capturing frequencies. But it
Radio
can also,
frequencies,
yeah,
right?
which we all vibrate at a certain hertz.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Earth, I think, is 432 humans are like 110, something like that. So,
There
and
we go.
maybe 90 to 120 or something like that. So, if you're speaking, you're actually speaking of that vibration.
Yes, Mandy.
We got a spirit box right here.
Yes,
Spirit
we
box.
do. Thank you, Mandy.
And what we attach this to is an amplifier, so you can hear it louder.
Yeah.
And I have just noise gates which take a lot of the stray frequencies out and narrow it down to what's in this area.
Those were the guitar pedals, right? I
Yeah.
saw the video of you
Yeah.
guys
Did you?
at Nine Men's Misery.
Yeah, they're basically guitar pedals,
Yeah.
but they work for this.
Did you get that off
Yeah.
GoStop.com?
Yeah.
Okay,
Did we?
yeah.
Yeah. Hit the
No.
the menu button, and it'll go to AM, and then you can sweep it in reverse, which will be.
Yeah. you
Yeah,
There you go, and then
yeah, she is.
Is that reverse?
Yeah. I took the antennas off of mine. At first, I took them off because I wanted to make collapsible dowsing rods because she
Is it
had a
scanning
set,
through?
and I wanted to use the antennas because you don't
these are
really
cool.
need it too much. But then I realized a lot of people are doing that. I read
the
something
volume
about
up on
that,
that already?
and I'm like, oh wow, because they make collapsible dowsing rods now. Look like a pen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so she, oh, there she is.
Oh, yeah.
These are my favorite. Aren't these cool?
And I wanted a
Those are
set, so
cool.
I took the antennas off our ghost boxes. They were too small.
That's awesome.
So you can always have your dowsing rods with you no matter where you go.
FM works good in different areas too,
It's
but
funny that the last name is Potter. My family's last name is Potter. My mother's maiden name is Potter.
oh wow.
So
Yeah, they're here, Potters, Walkers, Salisbury, Round, that kind of thing. Tucker,
Just
Hopkins. It's funny because one of our friends who lives here, they said every time they go to a class reunion, it's more like a family reunion because they're all related. But it's a really it's a cool town, full of cool ones.
Yeah. Is that thing scanning now? You can hear it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I mean it.
Now, if like it was the portal, it amplifies it.
Right.
But then if like we're in a place and you got tons of stray frequencies, like the public house, it's right there in the center of Sturbridge and on a nice little hill. Then it's like, okay, that's where the portal comes in to squelch everything down, so you're only getting what's really inside the building or around that vicinity of the building.
Cool. So, as far as, do you believe in the evil side of paranormal too?
Well, negative, yeah.
Negative.
yeah. Well, you know what? There's evil people.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there aren't too many of them. I think the same thing with the spirit world. I mean, they're just people that have passed on. So it's probably about the same as living people.
Yeah.
Most people you meet are wonderful, and then there's that random evil person.
Well, because I hear the whole thing about it is that there's a separation between spirits and then you have demons.
Yeah.
Have you had any run-ins with demons at all?
We haven't had run-ins as much as we've done, I guess been part of a team that has done exorcisms and stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Now, we as Wiccan, we don't really believe in evil spirits
Okay.
or the demon.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
I was
it's
curious
just,
about
yeah.
that.
But we have going with priests and demonologists to do different things. Then the Caroline's house, and then the one in Coventry,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. And a few of them.
Yeah, we respect other people's beliefs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He said yeah?
Said yeah.
see, I
Oh.
like it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, when we do because
I
we
thought
get
that was
called
you
in to
for a
be part of
second.
groups like that all the time, just
Yeah.
to have another angle in case.
Right.
And then, Carl Johnson, he's a demonologist. Premier, him and his
Yeah.
brother Keith, they're twins. They're from Rhode Island.
So you don't believe in demons at all? What do you think they are then? I'm talking about the ones that manipulate and they.
They could be negative energy. It's negative energy
Yeah.
in a major force of negative energy.
Demons, actually, they originated as, or what we were taught anyway, or I grew up Catholic,
Yeah.
and a demon is basically a fallen angel that was created by the Catholic religion or Christianity.
Right.
So Wiccan came way before Christianity, and there were no demons back then because there were no angels and there was no God, so to speak. And yeah, this is a very sensitive subject to a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
You don't mind
really
talking
is.
about it, though?
Oh,
do you?
no.
No, because like the we respect other people's opinions, and Ghostbox just said,
Yeah.
So
Well, we've done a lot of talks, and then we've had people from all different cultures, and it's kind of funny because one person said, "Well, I'm not Catholic, but yet we believe in ghosts," you know, and they're from like India, and I said, "Well, ghosts to me are more of a scientific phenomenon. It's not a religious thing.
Okay.
You know, it's a phenomenon that happens to be in this the Earth or whatever is here. You know, it's not a Catholic thing or a Buddhist or anything like that. It's something that's universal.
Yeah.
And so that's what it plays in. I don't take it from a religious point of view.
You don't
anyway.
at all? Okay.
I take it from a more scientific point of view.
Interesting.
and
Okay.
Catholics actually do believe in ghosts.
Father,
Yeah.
the Son, the Holy
The
Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting is that my grandmother, she's a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
She believes all spirits are demons that are playing
Okay.
tricks on humans to try to deceive us to follow Satan. So I'm not religious. I mean, I believe in a God, but she's always gotten in my head with that, and it's very interesting to see it from your side of things, and that it doesn't need to be always evil, and that's what she told me, that they're all manipulating you, and
But
that
she believes that, and
I respect
It
it.
works
have
for
to
her.
respect
that's-
it.
Yeah.
You'll make it. We 99% of all the ghosts or whatever you want to call them, spirits, energy, anything, has always not been negative. Even when like if they knock a glass off a table and it smashes, people think, oh my God, that might be just the only way they want to communicate and say hi. Maybe
Right.
got a little overactive.
Right.
Just meant to slide it a little and went flying
Okay.
instead, type
it
thing.
must be
So
really hard to control the
yeah,
energy.
we had
Yeah.
one mocking me. Remember that? And when I'd speak,
Mocking you?
yeah, we were at one house and I brought a recorder up and I was bringing the equipment up a little bit at a time because it's a big, long, thin stairs.
Yeah.
And so I say, hello, my name is Tom, if you want to say anything, blah, blah. I said, hello again, it's me. If you still have anything you'd like to say, just feel free to talk. And then I said, hello again. When I did that, just before I said it, we got an EVP that said, hello again.
Oh yeah.
And we're thinking, well, it's mocking me. We're thinking, well, maybe I said it so many times that was the only, when it mustered up the energy, that it was mimicking me the best way it could. That was the best way it could communicate,
Yeah.
by just mimicking me.
You know what's
Like a
strange?
parrot or something.
I don't know if you guys have, or even you guys, if you've heard something on a recording, before you hear an EVP, you'll hear like an echo of it beforehand, like almost kind of like a ghost, not a ghost, but like it's like a weaker form of the.
Like almost a static.
Yes, like a frequency right before it happens.
Yeah, like you can almost hear the voice before it happens, but it's not totally there. That's what I've been hearing when I put on headphones.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's all
that
about.
could be that frequency barrier
Yeah.
that it's breaking. You know,
Okay.
and able to communicate.
Okay.
It could be just that.
Yeah.
See, there's the thing. We've been doing this hundreds of years. People have been studying it hundreds of years, but yet we know nothing because until we can go to the other side and hang out with like Elvis and Jim Morrison and come back,
And
that
now
is
Eddie
if-
Van
that is
Halen.
if they did.
Eddie
Yeah,
Van
that
Halen,
is if they
yes,
did.
I know. Rest in peace, Eddie.
And then come back, we still can only take it from this end of the veil.
Right.
We really, science has taught us some things, but this much compared to,
Yeah.
we do know things about poltergeists and we know other energies and things, but we still don't know how do they, what gives them the energy to communicate. Is because this area is full of energy? Is it like an underground battery with the streams and the quartz crystals? Does that give enough energy for something to, boom, come out and break the veil for that one moment or whatever?
Yeah.
We don't, it's a lot of theory, but
What is a poltergeist?
a poltergeist is actually, they call it a noisy ghost, that's what it means, but poltergeists are actually created by humans. A person in heavy stress or children reaching puberty, there's some sort of chemical reaction that creates the energy around it to go nuts. And literally, they're the agent. In other words, the energy comes through them and then shoots out. So you'll see this is prominent in a lot of places, like the Conjuring house. When the parents who were growing up, Roger had bought the house. He was in debt. He was up to his ears buying that house. But
Right.
he had 5 girls, and he had to do something. And at the same time, they're all going through puberty.
Energy.
Energy, bang, bang, and there was already energy in that area. I mean, so that was one of the factors. It was already a heavy energy pocket sitting there around that house, and everything just went nuts from there. Poltergeists are not actual ghosts. You're the one causing. They could be spirits, but you're the one who begins to channel them, and not on purpose. You don't know you're doing it. It's like inadvertently. You channel them, and then they just come. They come out.
What comes out though? It's an energy. You're talking
Yeah,
about?
it's an energy. It could be negative energy. In other words, negative energy is something that happened there, and you're the portal.
Or like a
Cause
frustrated,
trouble.
frustrated energy.
Yeah, frustrating. You become the portal for it.
So you believe the Conjuring house was a case of a poltergeist?
Oh, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Because when the Sutcliffes bought it, they claimed nothing happened. Maybe
Yeah.
small things, but they didn't have 5 kids growing up. So yeah.
Have you been there before?
Oh yeah.
You've investigated it?
We were the first ones to actually write about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in Haunted Rhode
Did
Island.
you see the episode with Ghost Adventures when they went in there?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
We were actually in there before them.
Were
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
We've been there
Okay.
probably 6 times.
Yeah. We know
Oh,
the
yeah.
Heinzens pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
new
current
owners.
owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey and Jen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were friends. We're friends with Andrea and Roger Perrin, and we were friends with Norma Sutcliffe, and she actually came to a few of our ghost hunt dinners, and she'd invite us. Like, yeah, come on for tea or a beer, but no investigating. We don't want that.
Who said that?
Norma Sutcliffe,
Who's
the
that?
former owner,
Oh, before.
after the parents. Yeah.
After
Oh.
the parents and before.
Yeah, so
Okay.
she'd come to our ghost hunt dinners, and at the tavern or something, and we'd be like, okay, yeah, no, we don't. We'll just come over and hang out. We don't have to investigate. We used to go to the Victorian and hang out with Edwin and Lillian, remember? And we would just go there. We didn't go with equipment. We just go there and hang out with them. And we brought them some bunch of '78 records because they just bought an old Victrola, stuff like that. So even going to these places, we're not always running in with equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about the stuff that's on TV? What's your first thought about it? Don't think about it too hard. Do you think it's BS or what? I mean,
They need ratings, and obviously a lot of it is trickery and dramatized.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a what do you call that? Reality show.
yeah.
If this was a reality show, it would be like this right now. This is a reality show. It's happening. You're not gonna say cut. Let's go back over there, and then you're here. Read the script. Like you get the guy in the room. I'm in this room all by myself. Well, then who's holding the camera and the light? That kind of thing, But one good thing the television shows did do is they did bring to the forefront the paranormal
They did, yeah.
world, and the idea of it to kind of like before that people were afraid to say, yeah, I saw a ghost. They think you're nuts, so they were afraid to say it because you think they were nuts. Now it's not so scary or bad. Nobody thinks you're nuts. It's like,
No
wow,
longer a
this is
taboo
something a lot of
subject.
people have in common that they were always afraid to talk about.
Except for you. You
Except
always
for me.
talked about it.
Yeah.
I used to think he was nuts.
Did you?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Used to,
Well,
no.
stick to a little bit.
So, I'm curious about your books too. How did you become an author? Like, what made you start to write?
Well, I always liked writing. I always wanted to write books, actually.
Yeah.
And I tried to write fiction, but even I would forget my characters. I was just no good at it. But what happened was I was playing in an acoustic band, and we'd go to these places, and people started finding out that, I go chasing ghosts and everything, and they're like, oh, what's the most haunted place? Where can I go? So I'm writing this stuff on napkins. And I'm thinking, maybe I should just write a book and tell them where to go. Like, in a good way. No. And so I decided to write a manuscript, and I did, and it really was horrible. Really terrible, so I kept it just to remember how bad that was. And then later on, like around 2004, I wanted to write a book on haunted Rhode Island. I contacted a publisher. The 13th publisher got back to me. I had already been writing for Fate articles. My very first article I ever wrote, Fate magazine took it. It was on the Ramtail Factory. And then after that, I was a regular writer for them. But around 2004, we decided to do this, and I showed them what I had, and they told me what they wanted, the word count, this, that, and the other thing, and I realized, okay, this is what I have to do. And we went around going to places and taking pictures and getting all the info we could on these places, some large, some small. And we edited it, and we also found out that, wow, you can write just whatever, and it can stink because you're going to edit it a dozen times till it's good.
It was the first one, but it still sells really well.
And that's how it became an author.
Yeah. That's cool.
But after the first one, we wanted more. Well, let's go into New Hampshire and see what's scary there. Let's go into Vermont, see what's scary there.
So it kind of drove you to get out of the house really and start to investigate more, right?
Yeah,
To
actually,
write these books.
Legend trip.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you're legend tripping.
Right.
If you go there the first time.
Right.
But we have been doing private investigations for years. But we don't write about them because that's no one's business but the people we do.
Yeah.
And even when they say, yeah, put it on Facebook or something, we're like, you put it on Facebook first, and then we'll talk about it. Because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, So we always keep them. Like, we don't even tell people, yeah, tonight we're going to, 1480 Manby Lane, that house that's haunted and everyone's scared of and wants to go to. Well, we're going there tonight for a private investigation. Because then all of a sudden you see 80 cars pull up, So we don't talk about them at all, no.
What was your, what book would you say is your most, I don't know, what are you most proud of out of your books?
I'm really partial to the last one.
Ghost of Litchfield County? Yeah.
Oh, no, wait.
That's your last
Blackstone
book,
Valley?
right?
Yeah,
that's the
I'm
latest
thinking
one.
Blackstone Valley.
Oh, the Ghost of Blackstone
Ghost of
Valley.
Blackstone
was
Valley.
favorite
That's
one?
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that would
You have
rank that and Legends, Secrets, and Folklore in New England was just before it.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna flip it on you. Which book did you dislike writing? If you disliked, or it's just like when you read it after.
It's funny because the same answer applies for me, Litchfield County.
Okay.
Because originally I was like,
we didn't want to write it.
Yeah, we didn't want to write it.
It's a pain.
And
We don't know anything about
we
Litchfield
don't know
County.
anything
It's
about
in Western
it.
Connecticut. And then I'm thinking, there was 3 authors who lived there who didn't want to write the book.
Yeah, so we're
They
like,
said there
really?
was nothing there.
Why is that?
They said there was nothing there really enough to write a book about. And then I'm thinking, oh yeah, everywhere
that
is
became
haunted.
a challenge.
Then it became a challenge. Then we went out there. It was the most amazing place. Awesome stories, awesome places, history, haunts, weird things like the Winstead Wild Man,
Yeah.
some giant creature that showed himself for a year, like months and months in front of everybody. Big giant howling, smelly creature. They could never find it, and things like that. I mean, the Leatherman.
It turned out to be the most
Coolest book?
the most satisfying one.
That's 2020. Just released it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Litchfield. I gotta get that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually turned out quite well.
The creepiest one was the Pirate Ghost and Phantom Ships.
That's the creepiest one.
That was creepy to write because of the people, all the deaths and the shipwrecks and
It was sad.
It's more sad than anything.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into that type of thing? Would you call it paranormal? Like the cryptid stuff?
It could be. I don't know. I think it sidelines it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that people would like to read about too. And we put some in because we don't know. Like this creature disappears and is never seen again. But yet he appeared to town councilmen while they were outside and things like that. It's people who wouldn't want to say this because they may get ousted, from their seat or something.
Right.
So I'm thinking, well, that's cool though, because then all of a sudden it disappears and is never seen again. So it may not be so much paranormal, but then so if a ghost who's in a house and then disappears and is never seen again, it's not the same thing. So
Are you working on something now?
yeah, I almost finished with one of the coolest books ever.
Do you want to disclose, or you want to keep it private?
It's on like demons and everything.
Yeah.
Exorcism. It's how to exorcise at home. No, I'm only kidding.
That took me a little bit to catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's called Strange New England, or at least that's the working title. It's about all these like wild stories of people in New England, like this rather strange. Like, well, one was what the guy, the Hillers, Mrs. Hiller, who actually had a 2,000-pound sarcophagus made. Both of the doctors, and they lived in upper Massachusetts. He died before his was finished. It took 7 years to make each one. And that's how ornate and elaborate they were. But he died before his was finished, so they put him in the wall in the back of the house. And then when his was finished, they put him in it, and they put him in this big crypt in the cemetery. But when hers got finished, she put it in the living room. And then she had a wax dummy made of it, just like her.
Yeah.
And she'd show it off to people. When she died, they had to load this thing onto a truck, a flatbed truck, and the canopies and everything was so high that they took the wires out. They had to cut the canopies, and they buried. She actually got married again after he died, Henry Hiller, and she got married to Henry Hiller. She made the servant change his name to Henry Hiller, so she married Henry Hiller again. And lo and behold, after a while, the crypt started falling apart. So they took these beautiful sarcophagus, which they had in this crypt, they were all windows so people could see it all the time, and they threw them into the ground. And then they put these urns, about this cement urns this big, to mark a grave. That one, Phineas Gage, who had a tamping iron blown through his head, took half his brains out, and for 12 years he toured the country or the world with the tamping iron. With half his head was blown away.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Things like that, and there's tons of them in New
A lot of
England.
mysteries.
Tons of them. We're going out next week. We're going to Vermont.
Yeah.
There was 2 highwaymen, the last of the highwaymen. They came from Scotland, Michael Martin and John Wilson. Michael Martin was Captain Lightfoot and John Wilson was Captain Thunderbolt. So Captain Thunderbolt got caught and hanged in Ireland. So Michael Martin heard. He came to America, and he didn't do too well. He didn't fare too well. He did some robberies. But a few years later, he was caught and hanged. And then this guy, this doctor, John Wilson, living in Vermont, is a school teacher, builds a round schoolhouse. It's very famous. He dies around 1840s, and when they're doing an autopsy, they find he has bullet wounds, sword marks, and all kinds of stuff. Even a slash mark on his throat, which were exact marks and things that Captain Thunderbolt had received during his things, and it looked like a hanging mark.
So that's what this book is, kind of
Yeah.
like legends, pretty much. Or
Legends and haunts, like Rebecca Cornell, who solved her own murder in Portsmouth, Rhode Island.
she solved her own murder?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to read the book for that one.
Yeah, don't give away too much. When's this book coming out?
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah, next year. But yeah, there's 68 stories or something, 68
Okay.
people in it. So you got there's a lot cool
Oh, I
things.
can't wait. That'd be cool.
Rhode Island's New England's only Stigmati in Woonsocket.
Stigmati. Oh, the
Yeah.
Rose
and
Farron.
Precious Blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
The story
We were
of
just
her.
talking about that. Yeah.
A lot of different things. So it's going to be a fun book.
Huh. Okay. Now, what are some of your other ways you communicate about the paranormal besides books and investigations? What else do you do?
We do talks, we do lectures, we do presentations, I like to call them.
Presentations.
Yeah, because people call them lectures, but presentations at libraries and schools, and we do them on like different themes: haunted New England, haunted Rhode Island, abandoned villages, pirate ghosts and phantom ships, whatever they want. So we'll go there and we'll talk about it, and give them a handout that has some of the cool things that we talked about, so they can take it home and remember some of the places. Or go there,
And now with the pandemic, there's a lot of Zoom presentations as well.
Yeah, we're doing them on Zoom.
Oh yeah.
I did
How
one
is that
yesterday.
going?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one yesterday on vampires of New England, and it's great.
Yeah.
People love it.
Yeah.
They don't have to go out and worry about getting sick or anything. They can just log in and you're watching a presentation.
Be in their PJs and
Yeah,
chill
yep.
out.
The new normal.
The new normal. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do conventions and things like that, and stuff like that, and it's fun. And of course our shows, Dining with the Dead
Yeah.
And Spirit Meets
and
Science.
Spirit Meets Science.
Okay. You have that YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right? Spirit Meets Science.
Okay. What would you tell someone that wants to become a paranormal investigator?
Don't.
Just keep in mind
you're
your
not
body.
going to get rich at it, that's for sure. We don't charge, we've never charged for investigations. In fact, if we had charged for all the investigations we've done, we wouldn't be here right now. We would be at our villa in France after taking our 75-foot yacht there. So
You don't charge anyone for anything you do.
no,
That's nice.
never have, no. Because we're there to help them.
Yeah.
Even if it's something that's not haunted, at least to give them, okay, look, this happened, this happened, this happened. We found out why, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of people, there'll be a series of incidents, and all of a sudden their house is haunted because of these series of incidents, but it may not be. 8 incidents may mean nothing. 1 might be paranormal, and 7 weren't. Things like that. But so we're just trying to help them use what we've gained in our expertise over the years to solve a problem.
And you feel like you've helped a lot of people along
Oh,
the
yeah.
way, that they feel more comfortable with what they're
Absolutely,
dealing
yeah.
with?
And
Yeah.
even if it is haunted, a lot of times, most times in fact, we agree that they don't want to get rid of their spirits or their ghosts.
They don't.
They just want it validated by
Yeah.
someone people who really are into it and know like a doctor. You say, I think I got a cold. Well, you know you got a cold, so you go see a doctor and say, yeah, you got a cold.
But, yeah,
you don't need to, but they just wanted more of a, I hate to say expert opinion, because no one's really an
Right.
expert, because we can't go to the other side again and hang with Jim Morrison, but
They
and come
just
back.
want an opinion.
So from somebody who's been doing it for a long time. But yeah, so basically it's more like that. And they don't want their ghosts gotten rid of. Unless it's negative, they ask, how can you do this? We'll go in, bless the place, give them some stuff to work with to eventually get rid of the negative energy.
How do you deal with someone that's really religious, someone that would believe it's, a demon or something? Like
Believe
that.
it or not, that's a great question, because we have come across that many times.
Because you don't really believe in any of that. So how do you talk to these people, make them understand what's going on?
Well, we usually refer cases like that to people who do specialize in that form.
Oh, you do?
Parapsychologists,
Oh,
demonologists.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of our friends, Carl
Well,
Johnson.
yeah. We'll join them, and document and do the
Cool.
other end of it, the taping and recording and the boxes and everything. But they're the ones who do the real demonology end.
See, you two are kind of like the Wiccan version of Ed and Lorraine Warren. You like the...
I take that as a real compliment.
Well, you got like the
Thank
perfect
you.
marriage. You go around helping people for no money. I mean, come on, that's the same
Yeah.
thing, but you're just not Christian.
Yeah,
That's true. That is.
we both
That's
were.
my insight on it. I don't know.
Well,
We both were.
Smiling now.
Cool. All right. Where do you see your paranormal future going? Where do you want to go with it? Before you enter that realm.
Just keep doing what we're doing. To me, helping people.
You have no end goal. You don't want to.
We are probably the most settled people and contented people,
Yeah.
maybe I would like to call it, because we're happy
You're not striving.
with what, we don't want to be famous or be on ghost hunting shows or anything like that.
I'll take the fortune. Not the
Right? Because we're free to do what we want.
Yeah, people have
And-
approached us.
To
shows.
be on shows.
I mean, we do one, but the
Yeah.
thing is, if they start saying, you got to travel to California for 3 weeks, and I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to really? I thought you'd be into that.
I would, but not under the circumstances like that.
Not having a boss, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they get to tell you how to act, pretty much, or
Yeah.
oh, that's no
That
fun.
would be difficult for us to behave.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't behave well.
Tim,
So you just
anything
you're just up
to
in
you?
down New England mostly.
Tim?
Yeah, I love New England. I mean, there's still so much that we haven't seen.
It's associated with here or with you guys? Because
Yeah,
Tim and West and August keeps coming through on this thing.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we're still working with New England. I love New England, but we're gonna go. I mean, yeah, we've been to Bermuda. We went to Bermuda. We went
Yeah.
to
New Orleans,
New
you
Orleans,
know.
Did you
for a week. and
Investigate out in New Orleans? Yeah.
stuff. Of course.
Anything interesting?
The drinks were really good.
Talk about
What do you guys
spirits.
drink?
Everything.
Anything?
No, what was that drink? It with the hurricane, I guess.
No, it was a green thing with a grenade in it. Oh, a hand grenade.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were walking down Bourbon because we went on Halloween too, the whole week of Halloween.
Yeah.
And you're walking down on Bourbon Street and there's people going, yeah, try this.
Yeah.
You know, it's the club owners because they want you to come back in. Well, if every single club owner is doing that, you don't have to come back in because you're already wasted by the time you get to the end of the street.
We just looked like easy marks, I guess. Like, these are people that would party with us all night.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah, so they gave us
Yeah.
that, what is it, hand grenade. Oh my
God,
God,
that
that
thing
was
was
it.
brutal.
That literally, if you were wasted, it literally went so far, it sobered you right up. You know?
Wow.
And these people who walked around, it was great because we're at 1 in the afternoon, and all the people in their costumes. It makes Salem look like a sandbox,
Yeah.
right? And then 10:30 the next morning, half those people are still wandering around with their costumes all tattered like zombies.
It was so fun.
Amazing. This is like city that never sleeps.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. I'd do it again after
Oh, yeah.
the pandemic, of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for my questions. Once again, how can people find you? Where you have a website that people can buy your books or go on investigations with you? How can people find you?
They can find us at www.tomdagostino.com, www.diningwiththedead1031.com, and
Or for the books and so forth, it would be shop. Shop. diningwiththedead1031.com.
Okay.
you can go on the,
Yeah.
there's a store on the website where you can get all the books.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
sign them, personalize them for you.
Cool.
Shipping is really great too because it's like a couple of bucks just to ship it. We don't charge that, $8.99. Then
Yeah.
after $50, it's free, but before $50, I think it's $4 shipping to buy everything. So it's really light and easy.
All right. Well, support Tom and Arlene because they're great people and they're doing a great thing for this world. Thanks for watching Goblin Paranormal. We'll see you soon.